Okay, Clodagh, this is your signature dish that we're going to do.
Yes, it's something I love to make because it's easy.
Okay, what have we got? We've got a nice bit of Irish beef on the bone, rib.
I was just saying earlier that this is the most fantastic rib of... Actually, I'm going to turn it around just like this so you can see it properly.
Good fat marbling.
This is like the best rib of beef I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The marbling is actually perfect because what you really want is very, very thin, you know, stringy pieces, threads going through, not big clumps, going through all of the meat so that all of the flavour gets dispersed throughout the whole of the beef.
It's a beautiful cut, isn't it?
And a lovely piece of fat at the top, which is nice and thin and also hard.
Sure. Okay. Excellent. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to roast it. I'm going to roast it with garlic and fresh rosemary, lots of black pepper, in the oven at a high heat, so I don't have to sear it beforehand.
Right.
And then with all the beautiful juices that are going to come off this fantastic rib, I'm going to make a creamy black peppery rosemary gravy to go with it. And you've got an awful cheeky smile.
Have I?
Yeah, you do. Whenever you smile, you just get like laughing back.
So that's a compliment.
And then you've got your potatoes, which I'm going to make into a lovely mustard mash.
Okay, excellent. So what's the first step?
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roast it. But actually, before I'm going to roast it, I'm going to pierce it first. So what you want to do is get your knife and just put little cuts in like this. I don't know if you can see me doing it.
See, I see recipes like this. I always worry that the juices are all going to pour out if you start.
No, the juices will pour in.
Right.
So you're making like a little incision like there, and what we want to do is actually put the rosemary, so we've got lovely rosemary here and garlic, and we're going to like stick them in so that all of the flavours from the garlic and the rosemary get into the meat, which will be absolutely delicious.
Okay, well I'll let you get on with it. I'll come see how you're doing in a minute.
So you want them about this thick, and see with the little pointy piece here you want to pierce them down right into it, and then with your garlic clove just slice them about this thick like this, so that they actually, I mean, use your own kind of sense when you're doing it, that they'll actually fit into the little hole, and about halfway in and halfway out, so the flavour goes out this way and it goes down that way as well. I've got about 6 of them, so I'm just going to quickly chop about 6 of them. With the beef, whenever you're roasting beef, or actually even cooking it like you were cooking before, I would always say leave it outside of the fridge for about an hour before you cook it, because the beef then relaxes. You know, anytime you take anything out of a fridge, it's always a little bit chilled, so it's going to be a little bit tense. That goes for cheese as well, and any kind of meat. So leave it out so it can relax, and then it can go into the oven and have a lovely little sauna. So, you know, so it'll be nice and it'll be lovely and tender and relaxed. I always look at, whenever I'm cooking any kind of meat or whatever, I always think about how I'd like to be treated, you know?
Interesting. Okay.
I think there's something there.
Yeah, all right.
Well, yeah, I think so. So then you've got your rosemary again. Click it in here, and then I'm going to put lots of salt and pepper over it. So I've got lots of lovely ground pepper. Actually, I'm going to do this in the roasting dish. This is a really cool roasting dish because it's got a rack on it, so all the juices will pour off it.
So you're not going to seal it off beforehand, no?
No, I'm not, because I'm going to put it into an oven at 220 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And then, depending on how rare or medium you want it cooked, it's 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes for rare. Remember this now. 13 to 15 minutes for medium to rare. And then if you want it well done, which you shouldn't, sacrilegious, you want to leave it in there for 20 minutes after the 30 minutes. So this goes in at 220 degrees Celsius. So it's really hot, so it's going to seal it immediately.